What's good, y'all, man? We got Fantastic Four link post-credit scene, man. For me, how y'all link a post-credit scene, y'all? How y'all link that? You feel me, man? But we got a link post-credit scene. We're gonna see how they did it. What's going on? Like, how y'all link a post-credit scene? But we're gonna see what's going on, man. But like it up to my channel in the bell. And yeah.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka AllFire's. Marvel Studios has apparently been doing some test screenings for the Fantastic Four, and of course, when you do test screenings for any sort of film, some of the information is going to get out there. Now, we're of course going to issue the normal spoiler warning, but we are going to talk about this new leaked description for the post-credit scene for the Fantastic Four that's been circulating in light of this most recent test screening event. And if true, promises to be the introduction of Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom. Well, sort of. We're going to break down this leaked description, exactly what happens. I'll, of course, issue the normal spoiler warning for the post-credit scene for the Fantastic Four. But first, if you could quickly grab the subscribe button. Thanks to everyone who's been subscribing lately. We are growing again at an insane pace, just like the old days of Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. And if you haven't already, I just kindly invite you to do so. It's the #1 thing you can do to support the channel, plus it enters you for the giveaways. If you want, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there.
Game of Thrones King's Road is now available on both PC and mobile with Google Play.
Now, of course, the normal spoiler warning goes two ways. First of all, take everything with a grain of salt, right? But considering how many places this is coming from and the fact that they are doing test screenings, this might be real as well. So, in that case, if it's going to ruin the Fantastic Four...
That's what happened. They doing test screen. Okay. I was wondering, like, how they got their stuff, you feel me, linked out?
Or...
I'll take a grain of salt anyway, so... But I'll just be listening.
Experience any of the Avengers films, only you know if you're susceptible to that kind of thing. But if you want to go into the unknown not knowing, now is the time to back out, otherwise you've been forewarned. Okay, this is the leaked description, quote: Sue Storm is reading a book to Franklin Richards. She gets up to grab another one. In the background we hear a sound of a teleportation device activating. When she returns, she freezes. The book slips from her hand. Standing before her is a cloaked figure, Dr. Doom. We don't see his face, but his full body is visible beneath a silver cloak. In one hand, he holds his iconic mask, rendered in CGI. In another, he carries an unconscious Franklin. Cut to black. The Fantastic Four will return in Avengers Doomsday. Now look, we know that the director and others involved with the Fantastic Four said that Dr. Doom was not in the film, that he, quote, sucked up too much of the air in the room and they had other things to focus on. But I don't think there were many of us who thought that they would get out of the post-credit scene sequence without teasing some connection to Avengers Doomsday and introducing Doom in this way, even if it's a bit of a cop-out where they really could have just CGI'd, had anybody playing the character if we don't actually see Robert Downey Jr. or hear him speak. And I think they want to save that reveal for Avengers Doomsday. But what I want to talk about is this theory that the Fantastic Four aren't actually aboard the ship that we saw in the Thunderbolts post-credit scene. Listen, something is going to have to happen between when we see the Fantastic Four in this post-credit scene at the end when they're presumably still in their timeline and when they've jumped dimensions to our 616 timeline. Unless it's revealed that they have that technology during the film, and if we're seeing Dr. Doom teleport basically into the room, it might be that Dr. Doom's the one who has the technology to jump dimensions, and of course that would lead to him basically on a warpath across multiple parts of the multiverse, which it seems like what we've already heard about plot leaks for Avengers Doomsday sort of add up with. So this theory that it'll be Dr. Doom who's aboard the ship that we saw at the end of the Thunderbolts, not the Fantastic Four, and that when he arrives and looking like Tony Stark, he'll immediately acquire followers among the Avengers to fight other parts of the multiverse would all fall in nicely with this post-credit scene that sets up Dr. Doom grabbing Franklin Richards, ambushing or blackmailing the Fantastic Four, grabbing their ship, jumping dimensions, and ending up in the 616, and it would really subvert everyone's expectations if when that Fantastic Four ship lands, we're expecting them to get off the ship, and instead we see a Tony Stark lookalike who's actually Dr. Doom. Now again, if this post-credit scene is real and you feel like they basically cheaped out by not showing us that, the reveal of his face and why he looks like Tony Stark is an important part of the story. The Russos have already said that Tony Stark's death has something specifically to do with it. They want to save that stuff for Avengers Doomsday. They didn't want that first reveal to be tucked into a post-credit scene at the end of the Fantastic Four. That's why they went the route that they did. and they're only going to half tease him, save the real reveal for Avengers Doomsday. Now, two things about what he's holding. Number one, he's got the mask in one hand that's said to be CGI. That's an interesting comment, because if the CGI is done well enough, you shouldn't be able to tell that it's CGI, so it's interesting that that's in the description. The other part of this is that he's holding an unconscious Franklin Richards. It could be that Franklin Richards is the thing he needs to help him travel the multiverse.
I'm back, y'all.
How and why probably won't be explained in the Fantastic Four either, but the birth of Franklin Richards might be the exact thing that is the impetus to give Doctor Doom basically his start and the tool he needs to go on a warpath across the multiverse. And so where the film may have centered on Galactus looking for Franklin Richards, it may be that Doctor Doom was looking for him the whole time as well. Now, I gotta say, and even if we do see a post-credit scene of Doctor Doom, and let's say he does have some dialogue, they even extend it a bit, this is still going to be far less Doctor Doom before we get Avengers Doomsday than we ever had of Thanos. And not that it feels rushed per se, it's still so crazy to me to think that we're going to get Doctor Doom in one film, and then he's going to be God Emperor Doom by the second. That said, the detail included in here is that he has a long silver cloak, which might imply that he's already moved on to a white and silver version of his costume, which would not be the authentic, comic accurate, original green that we expect him to see on, based on all of the iconography that they've been showing and Robert Downey Jr. has been posting to his own social media. It's all been the classic Doctor Doom. Really? Right off the bat, we're going to see a silver-cloaked God Emperor Doom? I don't want to say it feels rushed because we haven't seen anything. You guys know me. I don't like jumping to conclusions when I haven't seen the film. But man, it just is so crazy to me that we're going to speedrun Doctor Doom in 2 movies and we're not getting any of him anywhere else. Well, because there isn't a film to feature him in. That being said, with the moving of Avengers Doomsday to the end of 2026 and Secret Wars to the end of 2027, and with all these rumors of an expanded Phase 6 where they might look to add a third Doctor Strange film and call it Time Runs Out, I have to wonder if we wouldn't get a big serving of Doctor Doom, and during that film specifically, give them time to develop his narrative and not just rush him right into God Emperor Doom, which I don't want to say that's what's happening, but man, sort of feels that way. You guys let me know all your thoughts though down below. Reaction to any and all of this. Do you believe this is the real post-credit scene? How do you feel about the half tease and a CGI mask? Do you think Doctor Doom is actually on that Fantastic Four ship that we saw at the end of Thunderbolts? I am all ears as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we are still giving away.
Anyway, man, like it, my channel, hit that bell if you're new. Let me know what y'all think, man. Let me know kind of below. And yeah, all right, peace.